This is More Knowledge, More Wealth with your host, Gabriel Shahin. Gabriel is a certified financial planner and a registered investment advisor at Falcon Wealth Planning. This show does not intend to provide personalized investment advice through this broadcast and does not represent that the services or securities discussed are suitable for any investor. Investors are advised not to rely on any information contained in the broadcast in the process of making a full informed investment decision. Now here's your host, Gabriel Shahin.
Good day. This is Gabriel Shahin, certified financial planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here on every weekend, talking about all important topics of personal finance. My job is to go over the knowledge you need to increase your wealth. Now, to the listener, you can always reach out to myself or any one of my colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, where you can get this episodes or any one of our previous episodes as well, and you can get those through podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Now, we have this Knowledge Center on our website, by the way, and you can get some fantastic information on there and a link to our Knowledge Center through YouTube, where we have so much good information that really is based on the things that you wanted to hear about. And you could send those requests through radio@falconwp.com. That's radio@falconwp.com. Now, folks, I'm the president of Falcon Wealth Planning. We are a fee-only, non-commissioned, true fiduciary, folks, and we talk about all important topics of personal finance. And that talks about something as simple as, should you start a business? Should you lease a car versus renting a car? Should you buy? Should you rent out your old house? Should you invest in the stock market? Should you save that money for a future down payment? Folks, you name it. Anything that involves a dollar sign, we can help you with. And folks, if you just give us a call, we are offering a free financial assessment where we can give you 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours of our time, folks, at no cost. We call that a free financial assessment. We got offices all over. Doesn't matter where you're located at, folks. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or you could just submit an inquiry on our website right on the front page there at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short. Folks, a lot to go over today. And, you know, I like to always pivot because I've been a little bit more active on social media, mostly Twitter. Twitter and LinkedIn are probably my main two. I'm not an Instagram person. I'm not a Facebook person. I would say big picture, I'd probably say LinkedIn is my number one, and X, old Twitter, is number two. And something's just been going crazy with me recently, and that's just certain people out there. This is insane to me, that are just giving financial advice, and it's complete stupidity on some of the things that I'm hearing. And I'm just going to go over a few of them because some of these people have hundreds of thousands of followers, and I'm number one, borderline jealous on my end. Sure, they started earlier and much more active, but some of it is pure stupidity on what I'm hearing. Get this from Devoted Dividend Investor. I am currently holding north of $250,000 in cash, waiting to invest in another huge opportunity. Whatever the hell that means. Like, what is that? Like, oh no, this 10% return, that's not huge enough. I am earning 5% currently, so I'm not in a rush. Where would you invest as of now? So I'm like, you know what, dude or dudette, whoever this devoted dividend investor that wants, quote unquote, huge investors, like, and I'm just going to tell you how many followers this person has. Okay, this person only has 8,600. So he goes, so this is what I said. I said, well, it depends on if you need liquidity, your stability of income. What are your goals? How much do you have invested in total? Are there any income? It's frankly a stupid question, because a stupid answer that most will say is right is the S&P 500. Like, what if this person needs money here in the next 12 to 18 months? I can't guarantee your money is not going to lose in 12 to 18 months. You get what I'm saying? All for what? To go from 5% to potentially a 10% rate of return, assuming that even appeases his huge return response. I mean, just complete stupidity. So here's another one. This one is yet again, these are just commentaries here. I have somebody that goes, the dividend breeder. He goes, You can't go to McDonald's without using the app anymore. Crazy deals on the app every day, $2 breakfast sandwich, blah, blah, blah. So he goes, this is from Bespoke, $7.29 for a McDonald's Egg McMuffin. What has the world come to? They were two for $2 pretty recently. And I just said, listen, great example of fiscal policy. These are laws that are in place. For example, when you have minimum wages now $15 to $20, the impact gets hit here on the bottom line of the actual price of meals. I'm not against people making more money, but people need to know. And the monetary side of it, as well as higher interest rates, as higher costs, as multiple companies do lending. It's just interesting that some people don't even think this way. I'll take it a step further. The car wash guy, maybe I won't even talk about the car wash guy. Let's go to, check this out. Mr. Budget Bill. I got to see how many followers this guy has. Okay, he only has 1,200. I don't even know why this is popping up my feed with so little followers. He goes, I have a 2.75% rate on my personal mortgage. Should I pay it off? This is free advice for you, bud. I wrote, ha ha ha. You don't know savings. You do know saving rates are paying north of 4%. Money markets over 5%. Do you need me to elaborate on what you should do? Like, seriously? I saw this one like multiple times. The stock market is at all-time high. You have $1 million to invest. You can only pick one stock, and it can't be an ETF. What should you do? I literally saw the exact same post 9 times on social media. It's just crazy. Obviously, they know I'm a finance person. Okay, I'm going to do the second segment. I'm going to go over my favorite piece, which was from back, I want to say it was in 2018 or 19, from Financial Samurai. I love this piece. I haven't done this one in a while, but I'm going to say go over a couple ones from A Decade Investor. Check this out. Now, this one I believe has a lot. Yeah, 183,000 followers. I drive a 2015 car. My insurance used to be $60 a month. I was just told they're upping my insurance to $150 a month. He goes, no claims, no changes, no reasons. Luckily, I can afford it, but this is mild. And I just highlighted the fact that crime might be not the same in your area. Most places in urban America, it's gone much, much, much higher. And so, in fairness, also that car that should be depreciating in value is going up also in value, that because the prices of cars go up, especially with the supply and demand issues that we currently faced, and so on, and vandalism and so on. But let me go over some of his other posts. This one's interesting. He's bragging that his net worth is finally over $400,000 at age 25. So this is a 25-year-old. By the way, if he bought a house a year or two ago, that could be $300,000 of that. Okay, I just thought that was interesting. Here's another one, just interesting ones that I continue to see because they're just bragging about, oh, I made $127 today. What did you do? Like, I don't understand. Like, was he selling shirts on the corner, or is that just a dividend from a portfolio that's kicking out? It just doesn't make sense that we have hundreds of thousands of people that are reaching out and getting advice from these type of people. Here's an interesting one. Same people, Decade Investor. If you invest $1,000 every day for 20 years, assuming an 8% annual return, how much money will you have? No looking up. You have to guess. Okay, he said, I'm going to actually double check this right now, and I hope he's wrong. $1,000 a month for 20 years at an 8% return. Let's just see if he's in fact correct. So $1,000 a month over 20 years at 8%. It is, and he is correct. It is 589,000. So he at least got the math right. But it's crazy to me that you see some of these people out on social media given this advice of the total amount that people, and they break down their assets like they're proud of it. No debt as mortgage is accounted for. They're talking about their net worth of $1.7 million, a 401k of $1 million, still needs to work for another 15 years. This is Investment Dad with 3,700 views. And it's like, they're not saying how much money and the sacrifice and the savings that they had to get to $1 million. A lot of people, when they see something like this, are getting rich fast. They're trying to get rich as fast as they can. And it's so unfortunate when you look at some of these people and then the returns that they're posting online saying they are unhappy with 20% returns. I wrote, this is from The Better Path. Let's see, this person has almost 100,000 views. A salary will never make you rich. Based on the previous person, it does. Based on everybody else that we've ever talked to, and it's like they do get rich off working. They said if you want to become your own boss, do this, and you'll make your monthly salary in 24 hours. The picture they show is a person with a male bun, with his feet up, with a dual screen, with something to his left, a notepad and pen, and then has his 2 lap screens, and it looks like they're trading, I guess, or on YouTube or whatever. It's just, quite frankly, it's bizarre. And they're trying to imply that all you need is 2 hours a day and you can make your salary. I mean, some of these things that I'm reading is insanity. And people are following them, commenting on them, having hundreds of thousands of views on something that's a facade. It's easy to make money when the market's going up, but when the market's going down, these people get smashed and lose it all. Are they trying to imply they have a crystal ball and they know what's going to happen? Because you can't just get something right once. You have to get it right twice. You can't just know when to buy, but you have to know when to sell. And if you sell first, you have to know when to get back in. These people are crazy. You got these 20 and 30-year-olds living in their mother's basement, pumping up these conversations that have no relevance, quite frankly, bragging about making money and asking and bragging about how they're paying off their home at 2.75%. You should do the same. One of them is asking and comparing Grant Cardone, which I don't even know if that person's legitimate, of saying you should borrow, versus Dave Ramsey that says pay off, pay off, pay off. I mean, it's just crazy to me that these people are giving contrasting recommendations that, oh, by the way, both of them are kind of right. You want to know the catch? Depends on your situation. This is why we're offering a free financial assessment for someone who actually gets to know you and give you a recommendation based on your specific situation, goals, length of working, because what you're reading on social media makes no sense. For all we know, they are getting paid by their parents on a monthly basis. They have no worry in the world. They can take unlimited risk. If they lose it all, who cares? They're living in their mom's basement. It doesn't matter. They're going to inherit millions of dollars from their parents. It doesn't matter if they lose their $37,000 invested, happy with their $127 a day of a market appreciation. What did you do today? I did nothing and made $127. This is what our people are hearing and reading. This is what the youth thinks is normal. Folks, it bothers me, and I don't want you to fall into that trap and feel like a sucker because you could never get rich working. Garbage. I know a lot of rich people. We help them every day. And what do? They get up every day and they go to work. And quite frankly, define work. Like do nothing and get paid? That is crazy. That is stupidity. It's insanity. It's what we're seeing on social media and what young people think they should be doing. It's why Robinhood last year had over 20 million users. That is insane. Average account size, under $5,000. So just be careful what you're listening. When you come back, I'm going to go over a scenario of one of my favorite things to go over, and that is someone who makes $500,000 a year and how they still feel broke. Folks, we're going to be right back after a few words. If you want to reach out to us, help to make sure you're not following some idiots on social media, our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Folks, we're going to be right back after a few words. This is Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth. That's on every weekend. We're going over all important topics of personal finance. We're going over retirement planning, making sure you're prepared for retirement, Social Security and strategies, real estate, taxes, avoiding them now and in the future, investments, reducing fees, commissions, and so on, insurance, and estate planning. Folks, we are offering a free financial assessment that you could take advantage of. We have offices all across Southern California, including the Inland Empire. Give us a call to take advantage. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, or visit our website, falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short. Enjoy the show. We look forward to serving you. Welcome back, folks. This is Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth, here on every weekend, talking about all important topics of personal finance. And today I just wanted to go over with you somebody who makes $500,000. I want to go over with this married couple how they still feel broke, because it's not how much you make. Rule number one, it's not how much you make, it's how much you save. Quite frankly, you should save first and spend second. That's what a lot of us do with our paychecks. That's why a lot of us are able to have a successful retirement by blindly saving into a 401k. So you make $1,000 a paycheck net of taxes. Well, that could also be net of your 401k savings. So you could spend whatever there, assuming you have an emergency fund and so on. So it's so important to get yourself in a system and a process to be able to put yourself in a position to succeed. Because here what I'm about to go over is a family making $500,000 a year, how they still feel like average. Now, this is the thing. Now, first and foremost, they have $36,000, $18,000 each they're saving into their 401k between the spouse and spouse. I just want to acknowledge that, excuse me, real quick. I wanted to acknowledge that real quick, because if you're saving $36,000 a year and you do that over 30 years, earning 10% on your money, you're going to be having $6 million. To be able to maintain your lifestyle after that, net of taxes, is not difficult, especially when they'll eventually get Social Security and they will not have a mortgage forever. So it's like nobody should be crying that much over these people, because it also shows that they're not getting any matches from their employer. Not to digress, but that $500,000 saving $36,000 drops their income down to $464,000, assuming an effective tax rate between federal, state, potentially, and paying into Social Security and Medicare. Let's just call it 40%. So they now have $278,000 to play with. That's, oh, by the way, almost $25,000 a month. They have daycare for 2 kids, though. Okay, that's $42,000 a year. That's about $3,500 a month. Divide that in half. That's about, what, $1,750 a month per kid, something along those lines. Food for 4, $2,000 a month. I quite frankly think that's low, but $23,000 a year. They have their mortgage payment, just their principal and interest, which is $5,000 a month. Obviously, you make $500,000 a year, you probably have $1 million home. Their home maintenance is $5,000 a year. That's only like $400 a month. I quite frankly think that's low too. Property taxes on a $1.5 million house is $18,000 a year. Depending on where you live, that could be more, it could be less. Texas is very high, for example. Now, you also have property insurance. This is what we'll call it, what do they say here? Property insurance here is about $9,600 a month. So, excuse me, $2,500 a year. I said a month. $2,500 a year. 3 vacations a year. Each vacation about $6,000. That's $18,000 a year on vacation. You have car payments. Okay. Now check this out. BMW 5 Series and a Toyota Land Cruiser. It's only $9,600. That's $800 a month. I feel like one of those is $800 a month. So, but whatever. I'm not going to argue. I think the car payments are obscenely low. In addition to that, $5,000 a year in gas. I think that's low. $400 a month. They must be live near work. They're definitely not in Southern California. Car insurance, $2,000 a year. Life insurance on $3 million, about $2,500. That seems about right for term insurance. Clothes for 4, no fancy bags, shoes, or threads, $9,500. Okay, that seems reasonable. Children's lessons, sports, piano, violin, $12,000 a year, about $1,000 a month, and all of that stuff. I don't know. I don't spend that much, but whatever. Charity, $18,000 a year, not 10%. 10% would be $500,000. So this is much less than that, $18,000. Undergrad and graduate student loans, 10 to 20 years, $32,000 a year. Okay, so it's about $2,600 a month or so. And then you have miscellaneous, just something always comes up of about another $10,000. Could be new tires, could be water heater, whatever the case is. Total cost $271. Remember, they got in $278 after what they saved to their 401k and taxes. That leaves them with $7,000. That's how somebody making $500,000 a year stays broke. Now, here's the thing. I've noticed this with clients. I've even noticed it to myself a little bit. People, as they continue to succeed, I think Oprah Winfrey says it well. She gauges the success of people and your spending habits based on your towel racks. She said you used to get cheap ones, whether it's at the Dollar Tree, then it would go to Target, then it would go to Macy's, and then all of a sudden you get the super fancy ones that I don't know what they are. Let's just call them a really nice one that could be hundreds of dollars. They gauge success and the tiers of success based on the hand towels in your guest bathroom. So interesting because that is so true. People just get used to spending what they get used to spending. You spend $10,000 a month and you pay off your house, you're still going to pay $10,000 a month. You're not going to save that money. From what I see, it just doesn't happen. What you'll probably end up doing is now flying first class instead of economy. You're just comfortable doing the same thing. If you like going to sporting events, you used to be in the nosebleeds, now you're going to be in the mid-tier or even closer. You're just used to spending a certain amount. It's a psychological thing. And this is why it's so important too. Even when people are living off their retirement account and they take Social Security, they're supposed to reduce the amount they're getting. They don't fully reduce it. They're double dipping, which quite frankly, now they're spending more than they originally planned on. I've seen this a lot, especially for people that do not put plans in place. It is extremely crucial that you put a plan in place and to understand your situation. Now, we understand it's fluid. We understand things come up. You should understand your situation, what can make sure to maintain your lifestyle. You don't want to make sure your money only lasts till 70 or 75. If you're going to be around till maybe 10 years from now, let's call it 2035, you're going to most likely live into 100 years old. Do you understand the amount of advancements that's happened in the past 10 years, let alone the speed that we're moving for the next 10 years, let alone the next few decades? Like, give me a break. You cannot outlive your money. Folks, this is why we're offering a free financial assessment where we can help relate this show to your specific situation and make sure you are on track, to make sure you can get those questions answered, to quite frankly make sure you can not outlive your money, but wouldn't it be great if you can bounce the last check to the mortuary? To make sure you're in a position where you can enjoy every last bit of it. Give us a call. We can help. Doesn't matter where you're located. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. We can help answer those questions where we'll give you 1 to 2 hours, 1 to 2 meetings of our time at no cost. By the way, folks, if you're just joining me, you're listening to Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here, and every weekend talking about all important topics of personal finance. And today I just wanted to talk about the person making $500,000 a year who feels broke. My comment to everybody is, what I would recommend is to get to a goal for yourself where you can position yourself where you can retire 5 years earlier than when you originally anticipated. Worst case scenario, you're going to have more money. But the idea is you should be maxing out your retirement accounts. Okay. Now let's just say you are not making $500,000 a year and it's hard for you to do that. You should at least be saving 15% of your pay. By saving 15% of your pay, whether it's in cash reserves, once you have maybe 3 to maybe as much as 9 months of cash reserve, you should then start to look to take advantage of your 401k. Now, to determine if you should be saving in a traditional 401k versus a Roth 401k, I would talk to a professional, which is yet again why we offer our services here at Falcon Wealth Planning. We'd be more than happy to help you and point you in the right direction there. By doing that, that's a tax question, quite frankly, and somebody has to be able to look at your taxes. Most advisors are not. We are. And so by being able to identify what you should be doing and saving that 15%, seeing if your company matches as well, does a profit sharing or anything like that, it is crucial in the success of your plan. I would heavily recommend that you do that. Once you do that and you're saving and you know you're on track for retirement, I would take it a step further. Try maxing it out. Every raise you get, half of your raise, I would put it into the 401k. You never lived with that money. You never had that money. So at least being able to take advantage of 50%, you still get a raise. It's just 50% is going to the 401k. You are able, in a short period of time, able to max out the account if you start at a 50% savings rate for savings. And then once you max that out, and here's my point of how you can shed 5 years off your retirement, yet again, depending on your situation, how much you spend, so on and so forth, start maxing Roth accounts, not just for you, but your spouse. I don't care if they are not working. As long as one of you are working, you can submit for the both of you. I heavily recommend that as an option as well. This could be important ways to continue to save. And then by doing that in a surplus of that, depending on your situation, if available, you can start looking at health savings accounts. You can start looking at 529s. You could start looking at other mechanisms to save. My point to you is simple. I would look at brokerage accounts. They're liquid. It's like a savings account, except it's on steroids. Sure, you can lose because you invest in the money. But if it's for a long-term point of view, it could add value to your situation. I would recommend it because the one thing of this financial samurai did not go over is the simple fact that those people are going to retire with $6 million to their name. And that's only saving for 30 years. Last I checked, people work more than 30 years. Last I checked, you don't have over a 30-year mortgage. It's a 30-year mortgage. Last I checked, you don't have student loans forever. Last I checked, you don't take care of kids forever. So there are a lot of ways that value can be added to your situation. If you are alive, which obviously you are because you're listening to this, if you are making money, which means you're working, and you're not retiring, let's say next week, there's opportunity available because time is on your side. And if you don't feel like you have a lot of time on your side, or maybe you feel you have so much time on your side where you have one little adjustment can have a compounding effect that's substantial, well, that's why I recommend you take a look at and see the priorities in your life and priorities of the financial side and the goals that you have to achieve, and talk to a professional to help make sure they are aligned in making sure the probability of success is high. Yet again, this is why we're offering a free financial assessment, folks. We would love to help. Give us a call. We've got offices all over. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's Falcon, WP.com for short, where we can help answer the questions that you have. Put in an inquiry on our website. We'll reach out to you. And we do even work on Sundays as well, just a kind reminder of that. And we can help answer those questions. And if you want me to answer a question on air, just go ahead and send it to radio@falconwp.com. That is radio@falconwp.com. Folks, that was a fast show. I want to thank you for tuning in with us this weekend. You can always reach out to myself or any one of my colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, where we can help answer those questions that you have and help relate this show to your specific situation. And you can always visit our Knowledge Center. That's on YouTube, and you get that through our website direct link, where we can able to find out some cool strategies that could save you some money and just help in your journey of finance. And if you want this episode or any one of our previous episodes, go to our website, and you can go to Podcast, Spotify, or iHeartRadio, get this episode and all of the previous ones prior to that. Folks, Fast Show, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want you to have a fantastic weekend, and God bless.